Hello there, and welcome to LVLS Plays Shmup Festival, a brand new sub-series previously planned for last summer, but it just didn't work out. But here we are, 2024, ready to finally kick this off. And I have done quite a bit of additional purchasing to get a few more games into the list than where I would have been if I started it in like July when I originally planned to. So what's this about? Well, I've got 168 different shoot-em-ups of various varieties from different developers, from different eras, all compiled here in this specific shelf on my Groovy page. And I'm going to emphasize playing ones that I haven't played before, and there's a couple specific ones I want to do that I'm going to just kind of slot in. But the secondary purpose of this is to randomize it. So if I click on this Tell Me What to Play button, which you should see I'm highlighting it without the hand there, it has randomly pulled up Ginga Fukei Densetsu Sapphire for the TurboGrafx 16, which is one I want to play. So I think we'll go ahead and assign that one to January, because I've been wanting to play that one. So moving forward, I'm going to randomize the rest of the year. I'm going to try to do at least one of these a month. I can't guarantee I'm going to do that, but I'm going to try to do one of these a month. The second episode I have already earmarked for February. I'm playing the two Battlemania games. You're getting a 2-for-1 deal. So let's just, for fun, see what the rest of the year looks like. So for March, we're going to try out Biohazard Battle for the Genesis. For April, we're going to try out Power Strike, aka Aleste, for the Master System. Number 5, or May. For May, Grid Seeker Project Stormhammer. This is, I believe, a Taito shoot-em-up. I think. Let me confirm my suspicions. Yes. For June, we're going to play Abadox for the NES from Natsume. For July, we're going to try out Eliminate Down, a rare shoot-em-up for the Genesis. For August, we're going to play Alcon, which is better known perhaps as Slap Fight by Toaplan. For September, Samurai Aces 3 Sengoku Cannon, aka the one nobody likes, for Psycho. For October, we're going to try out Night Striker by Taito. Very different type of shoot 'em up, and that's in the arcade. I could also do the Sega CD for fun, since I have it. For November, Robo Aleste, another Aleste game. Let's try something else. I don't want to do two of the same series if I could avoid it. How about Gradius 2? And I can do that arcade or on the TurboGrafx CD. I'll see what my mood is. I could potentially do it on the NES too. And then for December, Eco Fighters, which I think is a good way to wrap this up. Capcom didn't have a Capcom shooter pop up yet. It is one I've played, but it's one that I really like. It's one of my favorites in the genre. It's very unique. I think that's a good lineup. Welcome to game number 1, Ginga Fukei Densetsu Sapphire, shortened to Sapphire, which I'm going to do just to not get tongue-tied on the Japanese. Was developed by CAProductions, published by Hudson Soft for the PC Engine in 1995. A little bit of background, and I'm going to tell you my sources right now. I'm looking at Wikipedia, I'm looking at the Game Developer Research Institute and Hardcore Gaming 101. CAProduction was established in 1993 by former Technosoft and Red Company employees. Prior to founding the company, they worked on Gate of Thunder and Winds of Thunder, Lords of Thunder, so depending on the region on that last one, which were both PC Engine TurboGrafx games. This was their last PC Engine game. As a team, they moved on to working on a lot of Mario Party games, interestingly enough, with Hudson and with IndieQ. And they still exist today. They worked on the Switch Mario Parties as well as Clubhouse games. Kind of a very different set of genres. Alright, Sapphire is a 2D shoot 'em up that takes place in the future. You are one of 4 women as part of a terrorism counteraction squad that deals with time-traveling terrorists. And this game basically revolves all around you trying to stop a particular group in action, and traveling through time as you go through the game. The art of the characters came from Mika Akitaka, who was known at the time for Galaxy Fraulein Yuna, as well as various Gundam media. And the music was done by T's Music. The game was directed by Osamu Shinji Kawa. And the thing I think that really stands out about this game is its visuals are very impressive. It's pushing the system probably harder than most anything else. It is using the CD-ROM 2 format, which required a RAM expansion for enhanced graphics. And it just looks stunning. It really looks incredible. And T's Music provides a banging soundtrack as well. It's just really good all the way around. So I'm going to be playing as the main character in terms of who's on the cover here, Sapphire White. The other 3 women that you could play as is Charlotte Siphon, Helena Evangeline, and Jasmine Willung. It makes me wonder when I see Helena Evangeline if Evangelion had any impact on the team. I think that was very early on at that point. But we'll go ahead and jump on in. I've only played the first level and got a little bit into the second, so I am not super familiar with everything about this. But it's great that Konami chose to include it on the TG16 Mini, because this is an expensive game to buy in its original format, because it was not produced in high numbers at all. So let's go ahead and dive into Sapphire. Alright, before we jump into Sapphire proper, I just thought I'd show off the TurboGrafx 16 Mini for a hot second. M2 handled the development of this for Konami, and they did a really good job. It's got a lot of cute little touches to it. So these are all of the TurboGrafx games that appear on here, but if you go down into the corner, you get a hard boot into the PC Engine. And if we go ahead and start Sapphire, it has the actual like hardware showing how that all works, which is really cool. Unfortunately, as always, I never have my headphones here, so I won't get to listen to the fantastic soundtrack by T's Music through this playthrough. So I will just have to survive without it, but we'll go ahead and play the opening cutscene.
やがて訪れるであろう落日に向かい、次第に疲弊していくかのようであった。
This is entirely untranslated, so your guess is as good as mine on the finer details of what's going on plot-wise, unless you know Japanese, and then you'll know exactly what's going on. But as I said in the background section of this video, basically we are time officers, and we're trying to combat terrorism that's going back through time and even forward through time. But you can just kind of tell, like they were throwing stuff really hard in this game. This is definitely one of the shining examples of visuals and audio for the TurboGrafx 16, and it needed a lot of help to get it to be able to do so. It needed the second revision of the CD port, as well as an expansion for RAM. I'm going to be playing this on easy. I'm going to do an extend on the easy lives, and I'm going to up my continues to 9 so I can attempt to get a decent way through this game. I haven't played it in a long time since I did the TurboGrafx 16 run through. But we have 4 pilots to pick from. As I said, I'm going to go ahead and stick with Sapphire. And I hope I don't die. I've got Turbo on, and since this is the TurboGrafx 16 Mini, I will likely use save states as I beat a stage. But I will try to keep that out of your face. So we've got some power-ups, and already we're blasting stuff. But look, very early polygon stuff going on here. Dodge that one. But this is just like a visual masterpiece for this console. It is absolutely mind-blowing how good this game looks. But we are definitely just flinging a whole bunch of stuff out onto the screen, so as long as I can pay somewhat attention to my ship and not get hit by something, I should be in a pretty decent spot, because I'm shooting behind me and in front of me and in 2 different angles with my orbs. I also have bombs. Which I can use, but then I won't be able to shoot for a little bit because I'm clearing the screen. Not quite there yet. We've still got some stuff to do, but you can see that there's some pretty good scaling going on. Oh, that just got right in my face. Alright, so now we have the red power-up. I don't know really what the differences are in terms of damage. And it looks like you can charge up if you aren't jamming on the button. This is just visually stunning. Or the TurboGrafx 16 to be pulling off graphics like this. And like already we've had so much happen. And this is just stage 1. Alright, so I believe we are now going to travel through time. So I'm going to take this opportunity to save. So I think we are in 1163 now. Not doing great on credits, I'll tell you what. Yeah, I don't know if continuing to collect the same color makes it stronger in this game like it does in some other games. Back to green. Wizards. Drove right into that. Yeah, there must be at least like a two scale power up. You collect the same color twice. Okay, well, we got green or blue. Alright, so yeah, picking up 3 got me a much bigger laser for green, or blue, in my color and stuff. Now I got more. So yeah, apparently, yeah, you can just keep stacking them for a while, and then I think once you start getting points is when that ends. Wow, I just dodged right into that. Assuming I'm not supposed to be hanging out over there. That I'm traversing out of bounds. Wow, very Andros. I am not very good at this game. That is clear. Okay. After beating stage 2 the first time, I didn't have a whole lot of credits left. So I got about midway through stage 3 and just absolutely dogged it. So I've taken some time off camera to basically put myself in the same position that I was at the start of stage 2 with a bonus life that I earned. So we'll see how I get through stage 3 this time. So to you, this will be the first time you've seen stage 3. I've seen, like I said, a decent chunk. Not all of it, but a fair amount. And I switched to blue, like, right at the end of stage 2. I think I like it. So your orbs catch bullets, which is a nice thing to know. And at this stage, I want to kind of continue to make some progress and not have to do an entire stage a second time. Yeah, I saw this mini-boss, which I think is a really cool design. There's a lot going on, though, with this boss, and it's particularly easy for me to lose track of what I'm doing. And I'm currently out of bombs, which is really helpful. Okay, there we go. This game does a really good job of using, like, sprite scaling. Like the ships coming in over your head. This turtle is the thing that got me with my last life. And it did it exactly the same way. It just pokes his head out. This game is just so cool. Just so much going on with it that's just really... It's all over the place. I kind of love it about it. So at the moment, prior to me starting Shmup Festival, I had 2 Shmups on my top 111 list, which is Clay Lancer. This one's a tough boss. Sub-boss, I should say. Clay Lancer and Thunder Force 4. I'm going to go ahead and attempt that again. Funny thing is, like, I'm preparing for the next wave of something and not thinking about the current wave that I'm on, which is not Not the best strategy when it comes to shoot 'em ups. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take a little break, but we'll be back with the rest of the game. Alright, we are back. Looks like we're going way back in time. This map, I haven't played this one at all yet, so probably be a little rough. But I'll do what I can. And we got worms. This is a very Egyptian-themed stage. So one thing I was thinking about while I took a break was vertical shooters. I'm not as big on them as I would be, I think. I haven't been as big on vertical-based shoot-'em-ups versus horizontal. Glay Lancer and Thunder Force 4 are both horizontal. And one thing that I've noticed, at least with this game, despite how great this game looks, is that the sprite for your ship is pretty big for the play field. And I think that's been part of my problem thus far with like doing decently at this game, is that because I just have a tendency to not stare at my ship. When I play shoot 'em ups in this format at the very least, I think I'm better with horizontal. I just run into stuff because I'm just blindly going somewhere. And it's like like my vision just kind of puts that into a blind spot, which is very interesting to me. Felt like a little bit of speed though. Okay, so we've got a maze. With really interesting depth perception. this is a very interesting section. I really don't know how safe those walls were. I guess I could check that real quick and see if I can... Alright, so we've got a boss. I'm gonna go ahead and just learn this pattern a little bit before I start restarting. Okay, this is nasty. This is a nasty boss. Okay. There we go. That seems to be, like, I just realized this because I haven't let go of shooting. That you'll get a lot of bonus points for having the orbs fly like that. Okay, I was not anticipating sudden platforms. Okay, well, I guess we're going to be dodging a little bit. That's not great. The camera suddenly forcing me into the pillar is not ideal. Thankfully that was short, but... Alright, well, we are done with stage 4. Only lost 1 life in total, so I'll take that. Now we are back in the future. It seems we have been fighting the same baddie all through time. That's kind of sick. I really like quite a bit about this game, but I don't think it's going to be something I'm going to put into a top 111 list for me. And I think the biggest reason is there's just a lot of ambush stuff that's hard to catch because you're too busy focusing on other stuff. Like these missiles that those guys shoot. I'm dodging asteroids. I'm not paying attention to that. I'm just gonna stay over here. like it when we are tearing apart a big ship. I think that's fun. It's less fun when I don't see that something's shooting at me until the bullet hits me. Yeah, I'm wondering if that's more of a vertical thing for me than horizontal, but I think that'll be part of the evaluation process of doing this. Hey, home. Okay. Is this just a common issue I'm gonna have? Stop paying attention to what's getting close to my ship. And I think it is going to be, at least with vertical. I'm just not, like, I'm paying attention to what I'm shooting at versus what is being shot at me. And that is not, it's a two-way street with shoot 'em ups. You have to aim your shots, but you also have to pay attention to your ship. And I'm just not very good at the latter, it seems. Yep. I like a lot about this game. I like how set PC it is. I think that it's doing a really good job of keeping things fresh. There's been 1 or 2 points where the set piece was not necessarily great. Didn't even see what hit me. And it looks great. It's got such a wonderful soundtrack. So I think there's a lot of strengths to this game, but it's definitely not going to be on my top 111. As cool as it is, I'm really happy that I'm playing it. And I think it's a really good example of the genre. But I'm just wondering if vertical's just not as big of a thing for me. Switch modes. Well, that's okay. Well, I feel like I did decent damage to start, so I'm gonna just bomb it up a little bit. Technically, just one of the most impressive TurboGrafx games I've ever seen. No question, like, this is definitely a showstopper for this system. And it's fun, because I never really know what it's going to do. Like, certainly didn't expect that. Just, how cool is that effect? It's just such a cool game. Like, this is a cool sequence. I'm really liking this. Not doing great at it, but I am liking it. We lost a lot of lives and a couple credits on that one, but I think we just got an all clear bonus. So let's see what this all translates to. We got a cutscene.
ついに私たちは時空犯罪テロリスト DJ を追い詰めるに至った。彼はかなりの怪我を負っており、はためにも重傷のようであった。その彼の口から意外な事実が語られたのである。彼は実は私たちより400年未来から来た同じ時空捜査官であり、彼の時代、西暦2482年、ついに人類が滅亡したというのだ。彼はあえてテロリストとなり、人類を救わんとしたという。もし時間がその自らの治癒力で私の行為を無にしてしまった場合、その時は君たちに私の意志を継いでもらいたい。大いなる流れを止めることは不可能だが、そのベクトルを変えることは可能なはずだ。君たちはそのための水先案内人となってほしい。頼んだぞ、未来の子供たちのために勇敢なる400年前の先達たちを。彼は今和の際に私たちに希望を託し、そして静かに息を引き取ったのである。
Yeah, I don't know if there's different endings in Sapphire or not, but that's an ending that I just got. So overall, I like this game. I think it's quite good. Is it something I put in the top 111? No. But I would probably consider it to be a top 10 out of what I've currently played in terms of shoot 'em ups. Really strong aesthetics. Pushing the system, like I was saying. Well beyond just about anything else on the TurboGrafx 16. This is some of the... And since this is an 8-bit system with enhancements, that's saying a lot. But just a superb game. I think the biggest issue I had was I was just having trouble keeping an eye on my ship in contrast to lasers and missiles, especially missiles. Missiles were not my friend in this game. And that made me wonder, is this a vertical versus horizontal issue? Because next month's games are Battlemania and its sequel, and you're pretty big in those, but they're mostly horizontal. So I'm kind of curious to see how that's going to go for me. But Sapphire is a really good game, and I'm glad it's on the TurboGrafx 16 Mini, and it definitely shows off what the system was capable of in its final days. I quite liked it. So a very auspicious start to our Shoot 'em Up Festival. And I believe the game's just going to be doing a 2-player demo, so you can see what the 2-player mode's like. I guess you can play this with 2 players. And you you can see that they've got different attacks. So as you build up your lasers with them, they act differently. Really cool game. I'm very happy that this was the first one on the list, because I think we started off really well. Ultimately, I do think that I learned a little bit about my tastes, perhaps, in this process. But I'm glad I played it. Thank you for joining me for Shmup Festival Volume 1. As I said earlier, we'll be playing Battlemania and its sequel for February. So those should be fun. And that'll probably be towards the end of the month, like this one ended up being. So we will see you very soon for more shoot 'em up goodness. Thanks for watching. Take care.